Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Kate Middleton and the Queen YouTube channel. When something seems fishy to me, it's usually with good reason. And when the gruesome twosome go all around the world on weekend getaways while leaving their invisible children locked in the basement, again, I sense that something is up. I don't believe for 1 minute they went on these romantic vacations to either Portugal or the Caribbean, because there hasn't been any real photo footage. And we know it's not like Meghan could even go shopping without tipping off the paps. I mean, they have paparazzi following them wherever they go. So, what exactly were these Montecito malcontents really up to? Well, we already know that Meghan apparently wants to enter politics, but she doesn't have much support for a campaign for good reason. So, the only way she could do that would be to have some good financial support. When it comes to money, I mean, who knows who Meghan could be asking for money? She knows some very sketchy people who actually do have a lot of wealth and a fair amount of power, too. So I don't know. Is it a South American drug lord, perhaps, or perhaps a Palestinian leader they were going to visit? Who knows? But the fact that they got off a private jet in Atlanta only tells us they went somewhere. That photoshopped image of the Caribbean only tells us that Meghan loves Photoshop, and she posted the photo that was taken in 2018 at Fraser Island, which tells us that Meghan believes we are all just as stupid as she and Harry are. It was obvious then, and it's obvious now, that the two of them are doing their own negative PR very, very well. Even the most die-hard fan of the toxic twosome cannot fail to notice that social media is definitely negative towards the two of them. And the PR puff pieces put out to attempt to rehabilitate Meghan in the eyes of the public seem to only increase the negativity coming her way. That's because Meghan's problem is still credibility, and it seems like Harry has a very hard time shaking the image of a drug-induced Meghan slave. More people have been willing to speak out about the two of them in both positive and negative ways. Now, it's easy to believe the negative stuff, but the positive stuff is always strange, it's always questionable. And considering the set of indisputable facts regarding the public persona of those two, of course we can't believe these overly positive stories about them. Just last week, for example, we got more proof that the two of them are not capable of learning from their mistakes. Harry and Meghan are the last people in this world who should be at a mental health summit and speaking at an event like that. The two of them understand they have a fan base that participates in the exact kind of behavior online that these two hypocrites claim they're so against, but they refuse to deal with their own supporters. Their Sussex sugars denigrate kids, and this summit was all about children. It's not hard to find the previous posts that contain the rantings and ravings of these insane supporters. And these are the same people who refer to anybody who speaks against Meghan and Harry as deranged. But they think it's perfectly okay to put stuff like brazen hussy in their social media taglines because they're trying to make sure they're on the same team as this nasty woman who wouldn't do anything to help them. We cannot deny that Meghan and Harry are not popular. Nothing they do at this point is considered to be genuine or trustworthy or even real. Both of them have serious problems with hypocrisy. And while I would love to think that this channel and others like this channel are doing a good job of helping people see the truth about Meghan and Harry, the truth is the best way for people to understand who Meghan and Harry really are as people is for them to just pay attention to Meghan and Harry. But I'm not going to stop trying to get the truth out about the two of them. I mean, what they say, what they do is so hypocritical, so dishonest, and they're always trying to influence current world events. Well, everybody knows that Archewell is just a vehicle for Harry and Meghan to front their charitable activities that never seem to live up to their own action reports. I wonder why that is. Whether it's right or wrong, articles about Meghan that are positive are viewed as puff pieces that are done by WME. It's all part of this attempt to rehabilitate Meghan's image. No amount of talking about how great and wonderful Meghan is going to help her, though. Unfortunately for her, we all have our own opinions, and we can see her actions for what they really are. We see what she chooses to wear. We know those articles are PR managed puff pieces, because most of what Meghan chooses to wear, while it costs a lot of money, it doesn't flatter her. And it's really not easy to find any truthfulness in a publication that would deem Meghan Markle a fashion icon. I mean, come on. So I'm not going to give up this YouTube channel. And I feel a lot of gratitude actually towards Harry and Meghan for being so awful at their own PR that I haven't really had to spend a lot of my time finding information to prove that they're liars. They do a great job of that all on their own. At this point, whenever we see another article about how they're doing more charity work, people are just rolling their eyes. The truth is, Meghan and Harry are becoming increasingly boring because it's the same stuff from them over and over again. And most people see them for exactly what they are, a couple of grifters. But Meghan Markle is never going to give up. I mean, if nothing else, we can say that woman is relentless. And it seems like in the fantasy world she lives in, bad PR is certainly better than no PR. It is crazy, too, when you think that really the only thing the two of them needed to do was just learn how to shut their mouths and actually serve the people. After all, the two of them said they believe in service and that service is universal. Or maybe that was just some of the same old nonsense that we're used to seeing from them. At this point, interest in the two of them really is dying down. It's because what we see from them is just the same old, same old. There's nothing new. The only thing that follows them is a long trail of lies. And after shooting out all their productivity at one time, it has been pretty quiet for the couple. And that's not good news for Netflix because they are paying them for output. Well, I hate to break it to Netflix, but getting involved with Meghan was a mistake from the very beginning. And I don't know what her endgame is, I'm not sure. But I can say one thing. You only had to watch from the very beginning, even before Harry and Meghan's wedding, to know what was going to happen, and to know this was not going to end well. And I'm only becoming more convinced that there are no children at all. I'm certain they don't even exist. I think an investigation needs to be done on these fake kids to expose Meghan for the fraud that she really is. I mean, this is one of the worst cons in American history. And how dare she use U.S. services to commit fraud against the British monarchy and the taxpayers? And by the way, this is the money that's going to fund Invisibet as well as Archie's lifestyle, education, and security in only a few years. So it needs to be exposed now before those children are sent to school. And it really should be now for Archofficial, if they actually even have the kids in their care, which I don't believe they do. Let's remember that in Andrew's lawsuit, Virginia Giuffre's attorney, David Bowies, wanted Meghan to be a witness. So how is that connection made? Did Meghan already know Andrew? Did she know Jeffrey Epstein? I think so. I think early on in her life, she made it clear that her body was for hire. We know why she asked if Andrew was the Queen's servant, and that idiot Harry just fell for it. Meghan knew a lot about the royal family. She had done her research. I don't care what she tries to say. With that statement, we can understand that she was trying to put distance between herself and Andrew, and I can imagine a few reasons why that would be. Now, Andrew doesn't seem like the most intelligent man out there. I think he thinks with that head in his pants a little too much. I think Andrew, for a long time now, has been a bit of a partier and a womanizer. Epstein, though, he was the real evil guy. He was videoing and blackmailing people. I mean, he was the real scumbag. And he had connections in high places like Mossad, and he had connections with a lot of very, very rich men all around the world. So who knows? Maybe that's where Meghan learned her blackmailing skills, and maybe that's why she was caught spying in the whale's private quarters and trying 3 separate times to get Harry's phone out of the trunk of the car at a polo game, and they had to chase her away. That is all on video. I'm not sure what exactly she's up to, but I'll tell you what I do know. That woman is a nasty, trashy, evil liar, and she will do absolutely anything to get fame and money. And you, what do you think about this couple? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with your friends and relatives who would enjoy it anytime you want. And please subscribe to our Kate Middleton the Queen channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for watching, goodbye, and I'll be back to see you all tomorrow.